Good evening, everybody. It's good to see everybody here tonight.
Good evening, Melissa. How are you doing?
I am doing great. How did finals go in your area?
It could have been better. I could have had more people, but I'm not going to complain with the ones that showed up because we had some pretty loud folks. Everyone had a score in my top 10, basically. So I was pretty happy with everything the way it went.
Excellent. It
One
was a
little
little
freeze up at the
stressful
end,
on
but
my end.
yeah, I had one little freeze up at the end, but not really an issue.
I had a couple problems. Nothing we couldn't get over, but at the same time, I learned my new tent is half the size of my other one, so my camera doesn't stretch out as far. So we were kind of zoomed in a little close on these folks. Good evening.
There we go. There's Courtney and Mike. There's my guy, Eric Carver. Eric,
This
by the
was
way,
our sniper build winner of the year.
Eric at my show on Saturday, finally and appropriately, his first 160 in the lane.
Ooh, excellent.
Gained
Oh,
about 7 or 8 dB this year.
we got another winner up in here, Mr. Thomas Lingard.
There's Thomas.
Up,
There's Ray,
there's one
another
more
winner.
winner up in here.
Getting all the
Excellent.
winners.
I hope everybody had a good time at finals. We tried to keep it as relaxed as possible for y'all, even though we were stressing out. We
Oh,
tried to keep it relaxed for y'all.
speak for yourself. I was not stressing out. I only had five for how many people did I have?
Good evening, Mr. Craig Ball.
1, 2, 3. I only had 6 people at my show basically that were there to compete, and one of them couldn't. He blew up some stuff on the way to the show, but I only had other than myself and my shop buddy Phil, there were only 5 people there to compete at mine. So we had a lot of time to sit around and poke and prod and push on the car and do this and do that. But it was a good day. It was nice and cool up here. We had high temps of only like 55, 56 degrees. So it was really nice up here in Sioux Falls on Saturday.
I got to wear long sleeves for the first time this whole year.
Oh,
It was awesome. But I'm here in Bakersfield. It was hot, hot.
oh, there you go, Thomas. Yeah, Bakersfield. That was. I was going to say. I thought Richard posted something early on in the morning saying it was like 94 degrees already at like 10:15 or something. So
Man, I wouldn't have had any voltage. Good evening, Mr. Brett. How many classes did you take this year? I'm curious because I know he was able to compete in a couple classes.
well, he's like Eric, my guy here. Then Eric. Let's see. Eric competed 1, 2.
Oh,
Jeez, I had Eric compete in 6.
load breaking in the box. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go. One first and 2 seconds.
Is that what actually
Amazing.
happened to it, Eric? Damn. Let's use some all thread on those next time and clamp them down really good from the inside and then use wing nuts on top. Might prove easier.
Good evening, sir. And Mr. Jenkins took a second place.
Hey, there's Ryan. Ryan, I missed you Saturday, man. I was hoping you'd show up and at least lend some support, man.
Okay, y'all. We have a guest in here. And let's just go ahead and introduce Mr. Billy Temple to the stage. Good evening, sir. I think he's
Man,
ready.
man.
How are you doing, sir?
Ah, hockey pucks.
Doing better now that I unmuted my mic.
There you go. All right. For those of y'all who don't know, I have invited Billy in here to answer some questions about what we're going to be doing this year. How are we going to be doing these classes?
You mean these demo classes?
Yes, what have we decided? Because it finally got down to the point of I couldn't even make a vote. I saw
Right.
both sides of it.
Bigger, badder, and louder, hopefully.
So what we're going to do is we're going to change all those to trunk, wall, and no wall. That's what we're going to try.
Okay.
Except I'm undecided about the may not have a trunk hurricane class. Yeah, may not do trunk hurricane because what I want to do is do another class for the extreme builds. So I'm thinking about separating them at 20 hertz, giving them two classes, up to 20 or up to 19, and then 19 and above.
Okay.
Sort of let there be men among men there too, you know.
We got a bunch of those here lately. Okay, my next question. What did we decide on the blow-throughs?
It's a wall.
They are going to be walls. Okay.
It's a wall.
They have to be. There's enough of them out there that they kind of have to be.
Trying to make sure we're all on the same page here.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. I think that's pretty much the only change. We're still working on some things with that bullseye class. Still working on a couple things there.
Okay. You'll have to teach me how we do that because I haven't even really heard of that one yet.
Yeah. Well, good. We're still testing it for another week or so, but what we had planned to do turns out to maybe not work so well. So we kind of at the drawing board on that one. Yeah. So yeah, we tried to figure out the best way to do that, but that's the way that I guess about 75% of the judges voted to do it.
Yes, sir. That's the consensus on it. Doesn't matter how it enters the cabin this year. It is a wall.
That is just a ton of classes still, which is always a good thing.
Well,
we got something for pretty much everybody.
Yeah. We could just keep creating, but at some point people just need to compete with one another.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was saying in my area, trunk, no wall, and wall would work really good because then they would have to be competitive. We break it up into cone area, they can pretty much win their class because there ain't nobody else in it.
Well, so the reason I wanted to do it by cone area, I didn't really question a lot of people about this. I just chose cone area back when we first did it. So 212s is the largest. There's about 10 times the amount of 212 builds as there are any other build out there across the globe, right? 212s is the biggest thing. So you need a class for 212s. And so with with those demo classes, I was trying to keep a small class, for them, and then let others, and then let's go with the competitive systems and then the big systems. But not to say that I'm overruled, but I am open-minded, and all the judges think that doing it this way is the better way. And some of the competitors I've talked to think that this is the better way. But this is not going to help. This is. I'm telling you who's going to win these classes. The no wall class is going to be won by the guys with 12s that are below whatever they want to call what makes them not a wall, right? The C pillars are going to be tough for them to compete doing it this way. 212s in the back of an Explorer is, it's just. I think doing it this way is going to leave those people out, but we'll see. Well, that's
Okay.
funny, Carlos, because you bowed in a class of your own, right?
Yeah.
Carlos, you've been in a class of your own for a while.
Mhm.
Nope. There very few people are touching that area of the
Yeah,
upper
I don't even know
mid to upper 180s.
how
And
many people are even doing over 180. I mean, not. I mean, 5 across the world. More
10, 12,
maybe. Oh,
10 or
I
12
mean,
maybe.
yeah.
But yeah.
I bet there's about 10 of them here in America. I bet there's probably about 10 of
Mhm.
them. Right? Yep. That's crazy, man.
oh, I'm kind of glad Carlos is up in here because what was the question I called you about today? Why do
I
all
don't
these
remember. We
people
had a few
want,
of them, but I know we
why
talked
do,
about that meter placement, right?
yes, why is
So,
everybody dead set on the meter needs to be on the glass? I don't
and
understand it.
I will say this for those people that are dead set that it's got to be on the glass. One, open your mind a little bit, or either quit being ignorant. And just because somebody says you should be on the glass, well, why? Well, why the glass? You know,
I don't
can
understand it. I
anybody
want
answer
the
why
meter
the
where it's
glass?
loudest.
So let me back up a little bit. In the I read in the history books that in the late '80s, uh, they figured out that the corner of the windshield was the loudest spot in the vehicle, right?
Mhm.
So, and we had back then, it's using the what's it, the B and K meter, I guess, right?
Yep.
So you could kind of poke that thing up there, and somebody had to sit and hold that meter on the glass, up there. And the reason they did that is because it was the loudest spot in the vehicle. They just kind of decided to do it there. Well, so truck on a little forward, some other things come about. The Term Lab come about. Uh, Other organizations come about. So along the way, people figured out that the kick panel was louder. So now, why are we putting it on the glass? I don't know.
I
And
don't
why is
know.
that supposed to be the standard? I don't know. I mean, you can't compare to these people that did it in the '90s. They did what they did, which was far lower, with speakers that held 500 watts. We had, I mean, there's just nothing comparable to what was then. So why are you going on the glass? It just doesn't make sense to
Mhm.
me. And as far as Carlos goes, let me tell you, there's just, far as I know, only one person that could speak to Carlos, right? And that's RP. So if you're not RP, and you're not Jessica, his wife, and you're not Carlos, you just better bow rather than run your mouth about where that meter is, because you got no point, none.
Exactly.
It's frustrating, and I'd say this too. Um, why be a follower? And that's why we come about, man. That's why it's not why we come about. I ain't gonna lie about that, but it's the reason we are about is just because others say to do without there's a reason. I stop at a red light so cars don't come, or a stop sign. I stop at that stop sign. If cars are gonna come, they're gonna hit me. I stop and take a turn. If I go to a stop sign, nobody's there, I ain't stopping. I'm just cruise through, right? You kind of,
I did that at 60 miles an hour today, just in to clear my conscience a little bit.
well, I may be a little more cautious than that, but but I guess I've just never wanted to follow rules blindly, And so Base Wars, that's the reason we hand you that sensor and say, here, man, put it where you like to in front of the front seat. Put it where your car's allowed. So I'll give you another reason for that.
Oh, that's true there, Anthony. Alan is up there.
Dan, if your car is louder on the glass, should you be forced to put it in the kick?
No.
If anybody wants a level playing field, I might. However, if my goal is to win, which it is, No, I'm not putting it where everyone else puts it. I'm putting it where I know that my vehicle is the loudest.
Right. It's a
And-
That's
no-brainer. Why
where
should you
skill
put it?
comes into this. You
Right.
got to play that skills game.
Mhm.
So
Go with what you know.
anyway, I just hate to be stupidity to see the stupidity get spewed online from these people that never gave it a second thought, and they just follow. They just follow. They won't think for themselves, and so frustrating.
Exactly.
And
I've been frustrated all week reading this because
another weird thing with that is too. I'm sorry, Melissa. Go ahead.
The best thing they could say is congratulations, sir,
Mhm.
and just move on with their life. But
Right.
no, it ain't happening that way.
Well, like I said, there's really only a couple people that could say something like that to those guys, right?
Exactly.
And, if you ain't on that level, you ought to just shut up. You just don't know.
I was just going to say exactly what I'm assuming Greg posted that it is a competition and you're out there to win. That is why we allow you, meaning the competitor, to place the mic. If you want to place it on the window, go right ahead. And then I'll let you do your rerun and put it down in the kick. And I'm guessing in probably 98.5% of the cars out there, you're going to be louder in the kick panel than you are on the glass. So,
Right.
yeah. And yeah, all the nut huggers out there will have something to complain about. But at the same time, the glass, the windshield area, that's not the same in every vehicle either. And 1 foot in and 4 inches up, well, if you got some smaller little hatchback versus a Jeep versus Billy's brand new red Kicker Bronco behind him right there.
Right.
That glass angle is different.
Right.
If you all put it on the same spot in there, it's still not the same. It's different.
Well,
so every vehicle is going to be that way.
So one of the guys in the chat taught me this, right? That sound goes from the big area, but when you shrink that area, that's where it gets loud. That's why you see the extreme vehicles have built up that console and they build that cubby, and they put the meter over there. They're creating a smaller area for the sound to concentrate a little bit more. But at some point, it gets too small. And so really, we talk about SPL, but really it's pressure waves. So at some point, those pressure waves start getting blocked. And so they don't all get in there and it don't pressure the way it would normally. Now, somebody else taught me that that's also very knowledgeable and very respected in today's SPL world, says that is the way it goes from big area to small area concentrated until they become an obstacle. So some of your vehicles, if they're louder on the windshield, it's because they got a big old honking dash. And if you think about a CRX, look at the angle that thing's got and how little of a dash it's got, no blockage. So it makes no doubt that they would be kind of loud there on the glass,
If you don't have a big dash, you run into some obstacles with it. There's a reason why, like you just said, Billy, that the CRX is pretty decent. The Chevy Astrovan in certain categories is pretty efficient as well, that you can do insane numbers with these vehicles. And after a while, if you have a Bronco or you have your 25 different Tahoes that show up for one class, they're all going to be built relatively similar. And I would bet you dollars to donuts that the mic placement that everybody does, if they've tested and written down everything like I keep preaching, that the mic placement in every one of those Tahoes is going to be within about 2 inches of each other. And they're all going to be, given again that they're all running 1012s and 30,000 watts of power, they're probably all going to be within 2 or 3 dB of each other as well. There's a certain scientific and musical rule, basically, that says, hey, in X vehicle, you can only be so loud until you get to those compression limits. And even then, you still got to test to figure out where those are and exactly where those are.
Man, let me tell you, I run around with Kicker to some of these, to a lot of the shows for a few years straight, right? And I was on a mission to mathematically be able to figure out how to be loud. Just how to be loud mathematically. We talk in airspace, we talk wattage, everything. You name it. And let me just tell you something. The smartest people in what we do, some of them can get close, but every single one of them, no matter who designs your box, no matter who builds your build, they build it, and guess what they do?
They
They
test.
shrink it and tweak it until it gets the loudest. So nobody's got it figured out. So if you're at home thinking, man, I wish I could do so and so, what you do is you build it and then you tweak it until you get it as loud as you can. And don't think that there's some people out there that have lots of, there are people that know more. Carlos is a good example. We're just talking about him. He's been at 180 since I guess that was since 2017. I saw he's had that van probably longer than that. So look how long he's been working on that one vehicle. So when you build that vehicle and it don't do what you do, and 6 months later you pull it out and scrap it, man, that's not the way you're going to get loud. Not the way. You go changing vehicles all the time, you'll never get loud. Yeah, right.
Well, yeah. Money is a factor as well. However, any Yankees fans in the playoffs this year, they got money. It ain't always about the money.
Right. I tell you what, I agree with Greg right here. I think Hank Veach is, if not the best, one of the best that we have. And I'm going to tell you, that comes from RP. I called to congratulate RP back in the day when he did his score. And he told me, this is what he told me. He said that Hank was the guy. Hank was the guy doing it. That's what he told me. So there you go. Right? They ain't never lied. Test and troll. That's his.
Test and keep notes. Write it down. I've preached on here many times. Even 2 years ago when I was on here with you a couple times when Jimmy couldn't get on here, Billy, that, you test and you write it down. And then you test again and you write it down. If you don't have those notes to look back on, you don't remember what works, or you might remember, 50 or 60% of what worked. But it's that other little percentage that is the key to making sure that it all works. And when you get the notebook going, in my case now about, I want to say the text file on my computer, which I will not be sharing anytime soon with anyone, including my buddy Phil. I won't share that with anyone. And I've got things in there that I never thought would have mattered, but they do matter.
Yeah. And there's another key thing to tell people is don't get so excited that you go change it. You can only change one thing at a time. If you change more than one thing, you really don't know what worked.
Very true.
Carlos has got a different way.
There we go.
I can't go there, Carlos. I will have words with you about that later on.
Yeah.
However, as long as you remember.
Maybe there comes a time when you get good enough you don't have to write it down. We were just talking about RP here.
Good evening, sir.
It was good things, RP. It was all good.
If it's loud, it's RP, it's Hank, it's Alan, it's Carlos and Jessica. There's There are few people that know what it truly takes to get loud. And that being done and said, once you are loud in a certain vehicle, look at another one. You know, you've taken first a couple of years in a row or something, or whatever. You've done it in that one. Now move over to the next one and see how loud you can get in that one. And that same process kind of starts over again. So it is fun. It is fun.
Mm.
Ooh,
You know, we talk about those
very
really
good.
loud guys. You know,
I'm not
it's
touching
the
that one,
same if
Michael.
you're in the stealth class doing a 55.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those guys work hard too. 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the real answer.
Yeah.
He's got her. He don't need to write nothing
Right.
down.
Yeah.
Loud in 2024. How loud are you thinking, RP?
Right.
Sounds like we got some really big numbers coming up this year.
Man, I wonder if I could find this. Let me see. I made a funny. Or I saw a funny with RP.
Oh, yep.
I'll never find
it. 88. Jesus. And here I remember when Alma did the 163. And thinking that was damn loud. And now people are
It
doing
is
that with
loud.
1,000 watts.
All right. This one, that is a sniper build that did a 50. I was so impressed because he worked all season to get that 50.
Hmm.
What kind of build was it?
It's a single cab air ride truck. I can't even tell you what brand.
I mean, it's console box behind the seat.
Yeah, it's a box. It's just a little bitty console box. He did a great job this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, same here, Thomas. The box that I've got in my little car has been the same box now for about basically the same design for 5 or 6 years, and it's consistently getting louder. It's never been rebuilt, but it's been tweaked ever so slightly.
We'll hold you to that, Terry.
Video and pics, or it's a lie.
No, I want to see it on the meter at a show.
Mm.
I had seen a funny of RP and Hank standing in front of that meter, you know, pointing at it, kind of, and I saved it, but I don't know where I saved it. Somebody had made a meme out of it. I can't find it.
Eric, let me know over Christmas.
I know up in here.
Let me know over Christmas, Eric. I'll come and join you.
Dang, we got old Joey in here too, man.
Yeah, we got everybody that's loud up in here. Congratulations, y'all. Y'all figured something out.
Right.
Ooh. I didn't figure it out. I went to finals and fell on my face. If it wasn't for my team, I wouldn't still be smiling today. They had to fix my car in the lanes.
Joey sneaking in under the radar there.
Good evening, Aaron.
Man, this is a mid-80s still.
Oof.
Yeah.
Did I freeze? No, I didn't.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Hey, Billy, they're up in here threatening me. I need to file a complaint.
Do
He-
It didn't sound like a threat to me. That sounded more like a warning shot, you know. Hey, watch out there, lady. I'm gonna come on in and
Oh, he has no idea I would still help him on his vehicle, even if he is in my class.
Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely, I would.
Hey, RP, if you're still in here, how long did y'all work on the van? How long? How long did y'all have the van before y'all did that? How long had y'all been working on the van? Your van? I saw. I'm sure Carlos had his for a long. I saw Carlos's van the first time, probably in about 2018, maybe. 2 years start to 185.
2 years is
Yeah.
a long time to work on the
That's-
same vehicle.
Oh, he is. Same build. Well, no telling. They probably changed that bunch.
But at the same time, that's the best way to get some knowledge.
Yeah. You know, and I don't think they did it with like super high dollar subs either. Weren't they? Now Carlos's subs, I think they're, who knows what they are, right? But I think RP and them did theirs with the cheaper sub. I think. Compact V3. Yep. I don't think that's like a high dollar sub.
So everybody's working with compact Neos. Okay.
Hmm.
oh, that's very.
Exactly.
There are a lot of vehicles from the late
Okay.
90s that are
Yes, I know.
still out there and still competing.
Carlos is definitely not a cheap sub. Nah.
Oh man. No. I wish one of them would tell us the things they watch when they're metering. Like sometimes they don't go for it. Like I think this weekend, I don't think Carlos went for it. I think he saw something that kind of turned him off and made him not go. And I didn't know. I was out there in Vegas the last time he was going to try and do it, and he he ain't watching the meter. He's watching the power, and he says watching that power, he knows when something's going to mess up or not. you know, amperage, watching the amps. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Huh. That's above my pay scale.
See, even Anthony de Naples has had his since 92.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Still testing in the lanes. Yeah.
Much respect for that.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know, man. So I guess if you're watching and I guess that amperage starts going up and the meter don't, you kind of know if something's fixing to go bad, you better stop. Maybe that's it. Yeah.
I love his answer.
That is also true. And you got to watch that amperage, like you were just saying there, Billy and RP, because that's where your heat comes from.
Man, how many amps do they pull? How many amps did they pull? I bet they pull in 20,000 amps. I don't even know.
And you get
Boy.
100,000 watts, technically. Yeah, you're pulling that many.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, if I had a 180 vehicle, I would have to drink before I ran the thing. I would be terrified.
So, if we were just talking about the beans, which is always a consideration for me, uh, if something goes wrong for me, I replace an amp, maybe a speaker. They're not even that bad expensive. But for these guys, man, if something go wrong, they could pop a bunch of amps real fast.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, bunch of subs real fast. Because one unload now we messed up the rest of them. I don't know, man. That's a lot of money on that last click.
That's $50,000 you're risking every time you
For
run
some
this
of these
thing.
guys, I bet it is,
Ooh.
man. Yeah.
I wouldn't test at home neither. It'd have to be on the meter. We counting this no matter what.
Mm. Yeah. Hmm. Maybe I should next time I'm on location when I'm doing that. Right? Ray mailed me this hat and I'm proud of it. It would be
That's
cool
what happens
to
what happens when you get this background going and you got to start looking at your everything. If you don't know Ohm's law, you're going to have problems.
that was one of my favorite logos for us, but nobody liked it.
I love that logo.
Yeah, me too. I worked hard on it, man.
It was my favorite one that we got.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't know Ohm's law, if you don't understand voltage times your amperage equals your wattage, and figuring out your ohm loads on everything, especially if you are strapping an amp or you are daisy chaining amps together, you run into issues really quick.
Mm.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong in a split second in your vehicle. And you might not have time to change anything.
Yeah. In all those bigger vehicles, and I'm not talking bad about them, I'm simply telling you something I hadn't really noticed is fuses. I guess you just can't use fuses, I would think. I don't know. But I don't know. Does Carlos and RP have fuses? I don't recall seeing them, but I could be wrong,
I always thought fuses were there to turn things off.
Yeah, it definitely turns things off, unless it lights them up.
Like a light switch. Eventually they all turn off.
Yeah.
Okay, RP is team no fuse.
That's what I was thinking, that these fuses weren't going to be going on in those bigger vehicles like that.
Yeah, because the biggest fuse I've seen is like a 500. They'd pop that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I've seen 750s, but they're...
I've never even seen a 750. I had a guy ask me for a 500, and I handed him a 3, and he looks at me and goes, "No, ain't no way. Put that back in the box."
Far between. And yeah, I'm kind of...
Me, I don't think in my lifetime I have ever put an amplifier in anything without a fuse.
My car runs fuses. My truck doesn't have any between the batteries and the amps, or at least the sub amp. It does on the 4-channel, but not the sub amp.
Yeah, man, I put them right next to my
good God,
right next to my battery, and then right next to the amps. I fused twice.
Did you see on the Andy show last night the Kicker Marine fuses?
Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen them.
Those are awesome because they're made not to spark. They just sit right on top of the battery. That was really cool to see that.
Yeah, I had to check it out. I hadn't seen it.
I did
And
not watch Andy's
I
stuff
didn't
last
know
night,
you
although
ever saw
obviously I
Buzz
should have.
either.
Now you're going to make me go look at Andy's stuff here really quick, because generally if
Go
he's got
to,
something pretty cool like that, he's going to have a picture of it on his page really quick. Oh, and he doesn't. He just has the live up from last night still, unfortunately. He's only got one little post that's on there, and
Right. Yeah. So, Brett, once I was working on a blow through, and we pulled the wire through the blow through, and we skimped the wire. It was a dead short, basically. And I was proud we had fuses then.
RP, that is a definite yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pretty sure we are. We did a little vote on it internally with all the judges, and I'm gonna throw it up just to see what the competitors think. But yeah, the judges was 99%. We only had one that wanted to do a one spot kind of thing. So I think for us, I think it's going to be the satellite locations, real time, just like what we did. Yeah.
So if we do it any other way, Billy, we got to go up to got to have Canada put in there, because I've had some people asking from Canada if we're going to do base wars up there. And if we do that, the area right around Rugby, North Dakota, is technically the center of the continent. So I'm closest.
Right. Well,
yeah,
that's definitely doable.
It'd be cold though.
I think our Trinidad guys, I hope they will be involved next year. And I don't know for sure, because we've been working on this for a while, but there's some guys in Australia that are very interested in getting, anyway. Yeah. So it may turn into be I don't know if it'll just be a Saturday. It depends on the judges, but so if it's Saturday, it may be Saturday for us, but across the other side of the world, it might be half a Sunday. So we will probably call it a weekend at some point, but and put cutoff times so we're not wondering, and do it that way.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll run a whole
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah. See,
I'd love that.
Yeah. I hope that's the reason we're doing this way. It's because, man, we've just been growing so hard. I don't want to leave anybody out, and I think it'd be cool for those guys to compete with us, real time. I just think that would be cool.
That would be an awesome match right there.
Mm-hmm. Man, I tell you, I think both of them are at 86 and change. I think both of them will tell you that half a decimal. They don't know where it's coming from. the next half a decimal, hey man. Oh, that would be cool.
Hey,
yeah, that would be
yes.
awesome. Will Savard, that would be awesome.
Will, if you could fly me down there, I won't bring any of my judging gear, but I will bring my scuba gear.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So, man, I look forward to that. I look forward to that growing. Honestly, it's the financials that we are struggling to work out. Example, in Mexico, if for the amount of money that what we pay, if they pay that, it's way too much money. But that doesn't change the fact that the awards cost and the shipping cost for that. So when I looked at doing that with somebody there, it almost would be me paying them to to do base wars there. So anyway, just little things like that we gotta kind of work out before we can just really spread. Yeah.
Good night, Mr. Greg Kelly.
Have a good one there, Greg.
He looked like he had an amazing finals at his location.
I was
Got
gonna
to
say
see the
sharing
sundown truck
a
with the mountains behind it. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. The next time you do, Will, I've got a tent that needs to go. I'd definitely be willing to help out. I haven't got the tent yet. They're like 3 months late shipping it. You know, I still have not received those last 10 by 10s. How long have you had your 10 by 10?
I'm grateful for my 10 by 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
How long have you had that? A couple months?
Couple months. Long enough to get used to it and love
yours was 3 months late. I guess it seemed like I've been waiting on these tents for 6 months. Man, that's frustrating.
Well, we thought they were going to come in time to go to Slamology. And now we're all the way through the year.
Yeah, and they're still not here. And they were paid for back before, you know.
Good evening, Michael.
Good evening. There's another one of our winners. Oh, Mr. Jake Luke's up in here with us too.
Right.
And while I have a second, I would like to thank Jake yet again because he ran an awesome kickoff show. Got out there and demoed like a monster, pulling the hair tricks, and won the windiest of the day. So that's pretty cool to see one of our judges do that.
Yeah.
Always a good thing when the judges can. Like me.
I'd be willing to bet that is Eric. Good evening, sweetie.
So I'd like to mention one other thing that I've been getting a lot of in the last couple of weeks. Well, in the last week, I guess, really, is that's our team, not the team events that we run, right? Not that, but just our team, you know, where people want to sign up for points. And I want to explain how that works because nobody really knows. And it's my fault that they don't know because I ain't really broadcast a whole lot. We just got the ability to track it on a daily basis. But so the way it works is we have 2 team memberships. One of them is $50. One of them is $200. The $50 one is for a local team, right? The $200 one is for a national team. And what that means is a national team will have several local chapters of whatever the team is. And so we kind of attach them together. So the way it works is the local team, they register with us, right? It's for $50, and they get a team number. And it's not like our member numbers. I made them easy. They're BW000, whatever the number is that they sign up, you know. So now once they have that number, the competitors that sign up for their individual memberships, their captain will give them that team number. And when they sign up, when they go through that form, they put that team number on there. And then I will attach them to that team, and we'll be able to keep points that way. Now, for the national teams, they also will have a number. And I will assign that local team to that national team. And that's how those points will get tracked. Because it became apparently clear that if you're a national team, you can't expect a little local team to keep up with those points of a national team, right?
Right.
So that is how our teams work. And there's a cup, the Gorilla Base Boys and Lafayette have it right now. I need to get it back from them and give it to the new team, which I don't really remember who it is. I need to go look. But and so they'll hold that cup for a year. And I hope that they will put something in that cup. And so it just transports around. And there's something to remember every team, you know, in that cup for everybody that's had it. So that's how our team stuff works. Not our team events. That's a different thing. But for our team. All
right. For the ones that already have their membership, like Dom, he is BW0001 because that's one of our guys. He needs to go back and put that on his membership. How do we do this?
If he's already done it, if he doesn't know how to edit that form, which whenever you completed it, it gave you can edit it. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't know if you can go back to that thing and it would give you that option or not. If not, you just need to really reach out to me and let me
Okay.
just go ahead and put it on there for you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Boom did the national, correct?
He did a local.
He did a local.
Yeah.
We need to get on
I
that
don't know. Do y'all have different chapters?
Yes. Pretty much
He
every
probably
state.
didn't know that at the time.
Okay.
But still,
we
yeah.
need to get that corrected.
Well, no, that only matters now. Say, if y'all, let's say an Alabama version wanted to be in competition against the Tennessee version, against the California version, then y'all would definitely need to register separately.
Yep.
The national one's kind of expensive, but I figured if you're national, if it's $2 or $3 or $4 a competitor, it's probably not too bad. That's my hope. Yeah, I'm sure. We don't have
in multiple states too. You get $50 per state or per major metropolitan area.
Nobody has done a national, so everybody so far has been local. You know, one guy checked national, but it's just local.
Okay. Well, we'll be getting you
Right.
some more money.
That's not a bad idea. I wonder if we could do a pot. That'd be fun. I think about that. It'd be a good way to do that. That would be cool. But Hank, as for now, it's just a big trophy cup, if you will, kind of like the Stanley Cup or something like that. About yay big. And you can put money in it before you give it back to me if you like.
Absolutely, it does. Because, boy, without my team, I wouldn't have made it through the weekend. They held me up.
If you're not helping out your teammates in the lanes, guys and gals, you're doing them a disservice. Unless they're all at another show and you went to the wrong one. Then you're still doing yourself a disservice because communication is key.
Well, I think that'll do it for me. Do you guys have any more questions that you would like for me to answer?
No, I think I'm good. We're going to do Trump, no wall, and wall.
Yeah.
And the flow-throughs are all walls now.
So yeah, I'll post up a score sheet for that. Kind of make an announcement of it. It's almost unique. It wasn't unanimous, but probably 80% of the judges think that's the way to go. I still say that leaves out some of the smaller systems, but we'll try it y'all's way and just see how it works out.
I think we're all going to have a fun season. Oh, good evening, sir. Yet another winner up in here tonight.
Yeah. I would, I'd really, Thomas, I would think maybe 2-3 weeks. I got just a few more people that need to send me what type trophy they wanted. Then I'm going to go buy them, and then I'm going to do all of it. So I'm a little slow, so shouldn't be too long.
Eric knows full well that that's one of the things that that's how he and I became friends. He was struggling in the lanes years ago, and I wouldn't even say struggling. He had questions because I was beating him, and I said, no, try this, try that, and moved this around on him, and he got louder. And to this day, he thanks me for it all the damn time. I get tired of him thanking me for it because now I all of a sudden got to put up a 160.
Hey, Billy, do we have any Florida shows coming up?
Not that I know of.
I know Greg's going to do one.
Well,
but other than that, I don't know.
He hasn't told me for sure if he's going to do it, but if he's not, I probably will. We don't have a judge down there. We need a judge down there. But till then, I'm covering it.
That was a great question, John, by the way. And the best way to find that out, we got a link on both of our Facebook pages, or well, the main one anyway, that's got all the events that are currently scheduled. As I will tell people all the time in the messenger status, if you message that, probably 80% of the time, I'm probably the one answering it. And more often than not, exactly what I just said. Every currently scheduled show is listed there. If we know about it on a weekend that's coming up for next year, say there's a show on May 3rd and we know about it, but we haven't been set up on it yet, it might be in the works, but if we haven't been officially invited, we don't post it yet. So keep track of that events tab, and when you see your local shows, it goes out pretty much. I can have a show ready, posted on there in about 5 or 6 minutes. It does not take us long to put one up.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I know Will was in here a little earlier. The people that helped sponsor our tag plates last year, you guys got an extra 1,000 tag plates. I ordered more, and I didn't do artwork yet for the new plates. So that being said, I want to order new plates, and we're trying to come up with about $18,500 for plates. So if anybody's interested in sponsoring some plates, I figured 4 sponsors on each side gets us to 16. I kick in the rest. So if anybody's interested in that, definitely reach out to me, because we want to order them pretty soon. And with that, unless you guys have any questions for me, I'm going to let these guys have their show back, right?
We appreciate you coming on tonight. We know how much you dislike doing podcasts.
Right.
Anytime you want to, Billy, you come on and take over.
No, I definitely don't want to take over. I like sitting in the background. Right.
No, I just had a bunch of questions to ask and needed
and they're good questions. Yeah.
All right. Well, go enjoy your evening. You might actually get dinner tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had a late lunch, so that'll probably do it for me. But, well, all right. Well, if y'all need anything, holler. And Justin, good to see you, sir. Yeah. So holler if you need me. Anybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Longer weekend shows, and I know I'm not the Dan that you're speaking of there, Thomas, but when you have a Saturday and Sunday combination show, they are really nice, because every once in a while we'll get someone that can't get there on Saturday, but they can on Sunday because they're working, and they come out on Sunday. Now, the problem with that is all of a sudden that guy that was there on Saturday, he's got to stick around and make sure that the Sunday guy doesn't come in and cruise right under the radar and beat him at the last second, which has been known to happen at every 2-day show I think I've ever been at. But as long as you know that it's going to happen, that, so-and-so isn't there yet, that kind of extra information does help them out as well. Or if you can toy around with them in the lane, especially if they're using Bluetooth, and give them a phone call while they're doing something in the lane, like putting their score up. I've been known to do that to people.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, you know what? It looks like we're going to get out of here a little early tonight, because we don't have a whole lot of questions about the new score sheets or anything.
Where do you start? That's a great question, David. Throw that one up on there. David, that's
he's a friend of mine. The first place you start is by messaging me.
I was going to say, the first place you start is you contact a local judge, in which case you find out who your local judge is, and you give her a call at a reasonable time, 3:30 in the morning or something like that. And
You know what? It would be fine. He's one of my base at 40 plus guys. They can call anytime.
wake up your local judge. Not me though, because if you do it to me, I will delete your phone number and block you. However, talk to your local judge. Go to the show.
I am not like that. I will talk to you at 3 a.m. just as I would rather talk to you at 3 a.m. than like 5, 6 in the morning.
Oh,
I'm going to
that's
be
true
mean at
sometimes.
5, 6, 7 in the morning.
Yep.
Y'all don't do that to me. I'm a night person.
100 miles away. 100 miles. That's it. My closest show is, other than my shop, which is about 6 miles south of me, my closest show is about 85 miles away from me.
I managed to do 2 shows this year that were 80 miles from my house. That was close as I could get. Was awfully grateful for those 2 shows. Good evening, Mr. West Strickland. Congratulations on your monster.
60 and a no wall. You could get into Ninja or Chaos would be the 2 that I would recommend. Probably Ninja. Although with 318s, 160 took Ninja over the weekend. A little bit more than that, 161.24, I think, or 0.28 or something like that. So they can start getting loud when we get that kind of cone area in there.
Yep. And David, I have a show coming up in Atlanta that is October 28th. It is the exclusive Car Club Spooky Lights show. It's an evening show of all things on a Saturday evening. Oh man, that's where I was thinking of. I guess we're all thinking about right.
Holy
That's
cow.
cool. Means he's gonna add a bigger amp.
Speaking of shows, since it's kind of the one thing that I like doing, and Melissa kind of brought it up here a couple of weeks ago, is this particular weekend we've got 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
4, 5. We've got 5 shows, 6 shows this weekend that are coming up.
Judges are on it. Good
Pretty
job,
much
y'all.
all over.
All right, let's read them out. Let them know where it's at.
We got the Fall Brawl at the Chatham County Fairgrounds. I'm not sure where. Oh, that is in Ashland, Tennessee. I'm sorry. I didn't see a city listed on there, but that is in Ashland City, Tennessee this weekend. We got the Base Wars and Midwest Madness in, I believe that is Jimmy and Sonia on that, down in Overland, Kansas. And he's actually got that one listed twice. That's why I'm seeing a weird thing on there. We got Melissa going down then to Irvington, Alabama for helping out the firefighters this weekend. Go down there, help out your first responders, especially if you're part of Team No Fuse.
This is a clean music show. I cannot stress that enough. Please be ready to go with clean music only.
Let's see. Sunday, looks like Jordan has a show happening somewhere on Beach Boulevard, again down in Biloxi. So get right along the beach. And this is, I got to look at the map again here because I never remember if it's east or west of the ferry road. It is east of the ferry road and west of the air base that is down there. But it is literally on the beach. You will get sand in places you did not remember you had. Sunday also, Richard is having a show. I got to assume it's Richard anyway, out in Arizona. Although it might not be Richard now that I think about it. But there's a show out in Arizona at Creative Concepts of Arizona. And I'm looking to see what town that is in. This is actually in Phoenix. So bring your water bottles. It might still be hot out there. I'm not going to look up the weather for you, but that would also be something to take note of and write down in your notes is how well you did in the heat. And after that, we're going to next week after that for a couple of shows. So, but this weekend, it looks like we got pretty much shows all over the upper Midwest and all along the Gulf Coast, along with Phoenix, Arizona. So
Awesome. And this comment right here. Yes, Joey Perry has got me listening to Christian rap.
yep.
He gave me a little pink thumb drive that looks like a key, and it has some amazing music on it. Sounds great.
If you want to
David,
listen to something that's really clean and is well, I wouldn't say it's never going to have a swear word in it, depending on your definition of swearing. And only because I really like Striper, take a listen to Heaven and Hell and the big kick drum that is in there from Robert Sweet, their drummer. It's a big, heavy, thick sounding drum. It's pretty good. It is a little higher than normal frequencies, but for any of your music classes like Hot Seat or Crowd Loud, it could do pretty well for you. And it is at a little bit of an increased level on their album. So it's not bad. Otherwise, like Melissa said at her show, make sure you're playing clean music. Don't show up with S and B and F and every other word that's out there that way. If it's a clean show,
it's
make
a
sure you keep it.
charity show at the fire department. This was their only request. We will let the base heads take over. We will fry fish for you. We will take good care of y'all. But the first time they hear bad music, shut down.
No swearing at Melissa's show.
Absolutely. We're going to be on our best behavior.
That means in person as well, people. If you got a problem,
And while I'm up on my soapbox, if you attend the Base Wars show, clean up after yourself.
Yes.
I'm not doing it. I had one last week trash a venue. Respect the spot. Absolutely.
Yeah. Police your stuff when you're done, guys. Just go around, grab an empty bottle or use your own cooler. Pick up your stuff.
We are grown-ups. We got this.
If you bring your kids, hey, that's what they get their allowance for. Have them help you pick up. They can get little things.
Now, most of my guys are amazing. And I honestly believe that the area that got trashed was some newbies and one that normally comes. So
have your normal guy talk to the newbies.
Oh yeah, I'm about to have a conversation with all of them.
Don't
I don't appreciate that. It is so hard to find spots. So when we get there, we leave the place better than what it was when we got there.
Mm-hmm.
Clean up. That's it. I don't ask for much. Y'all come out and have fun. I've never even asked them to play clean music before this weekend show. I don't ask them to do anything. Just come have a great time. You do you. Run the meter when you can. Yes, it was. I absolutely love our location at Southern Tent and Tire in Jasper.
Now, speaking of that, I haven't even cleaned up my location yet. I still got garbage to throw out.
Oh, well, usually I end up with a bag that goes in my truck. But while I was taking everything down, the venue owner was already going around cleaning up. He beat me to it this time.
They should never have to do that.
Absolutely not. Not
The-
gonna
the-
have it.
Owner,
I
proprietor
will
should
tell you.
never have to clean up during the show. We should be able to take 5 minutes, get on your, yeah, I claim that one, David. That was for my Denali.
I have no idea whose key that is. We found a key in the middle of the night when I went back to get my truck out in the grass where all the trailer parking was, and nobody's claimed it yet. I have no idea whose key that is. I've just got somebody's random key in my vehicle.
Probably someone whose trailer they were borrowing then and they don't know about it. So reach out to all your competitors and say, hey, when I borrowed Joe's trailer this weekend or Sam's trailer this weekend, did he or she leave an extra set of keys in it or something? So that's probably what it is. If nobody actually is missing them and they didn't reach out to you, it was something that was borrowed.
Oh, yeah.
Someone borrowed their neighbor's trailer.
All right. Anybody else got any questions for tonight? David, I am sorry you're not going to get to go to that show in Phoenix because I have your amp in my car still. He took the amp out of his vehicle and put it in mine and then left to go back to Phoenix, Arizona without it.
Oh,
I'm like, you're going to need your amp. He was like, oh, get to it when you get to it.
a CD is a certificate of deposit. Anyone remember those either? No? Okay.
No.
I didn't figure anyone would remember those either, but
Oh, he's going to Chicago in the morning. He ain't never in the same place. I'll get your amp to you as soon as you come back through the south somewhere.
I think I've driven to Chicago. Well,
I accidentally ended up in Chicago.
I could have driven to Chicago twice already this week and back with the amount of miles I've done already. So I'm not happy with my work schedule this week right now.
Mr. Jeff Holman, congratulations in your deep score this weekend, sir. He did amazing this season. And he's already discussing what the next base build's going to be.
Well, the first step for next season is basewars.org and purchase your 2024 membership. Because if you don't have that, hey, guess what? You don't get to go to finals.
Exactly. We need a bigger finals this year than we had last year. So, ready. How did I accidentally end up in Chicago? I took the wrong damn interstate. And
She
yes,
missed that left turn at Albuquerque.
it happens when I drive. I
That's an
end up
old
in
person
places
term.
I ain't supposed to be. And everybody's like, why are you always following Google Maps? Because Google Maps does better than me, even though I know they're messed up.
Because it's better than
I have
MapQuest.
absolutely no sense of direction. If it wasn't for my phone, I would not get anywhere at all.
It's better than MapQuest, which is what my company requires us to use. So it takes me on all the backcountry roads today. But like I said, I just blew through a stop sign at 55 on a dirt road, so it didn't matter.
Well, if Billy's got me to where I'm using Waze a whole lot more.
Waze is a
tells
lot
more
better.
about the
Waze is a
cop.
lot better.
He's like, yeah, you got enough speeding tickets. Here, use Waze instead.
Oh, I had lost my license twice by the time I was 18. So yeah, you don't have to tell me about speeding tickets. That's,
Oh, God.
And
Okay, well,
fortunately
guys,
enough,
let's
not
go
many
ahead and get out of here and go have some dinner.
definitely.
Congratulations to everybody who won at finals. Congratulations to everybody who ran at finals.
Come
Because
back next year with your membership numbers.
Yep.
Don't wait until the last minute to get them. Buy them now. They're available. Score sheets are out there. Nothing really changed.
Yep. Nothing's really changed. Just split up some music classes. Not a big deal. Give y'all some more places to play.
If you got questions, contact Melissa, contact myself, contact Jimmy, contact Jordan, contact Jimmy, get any of our judges on there. Message the page.
Absolutely.
We can help you out. We'll get you figured out to what class you should be in, and we'll get you pointed in the right direction. If you can't figure it out, we'll help you out.
Absolutely, we will. We try our very, very best to make sure everybody understands what's going on. Because I know the first time I looked at a score sheet, I looked at it like it was just completely an alien. Like, Billy, just help. Put me where I need to be. And, that wasn't too terribly long ago. Just a couple of years.
Melissa and Eric are good judges.
Hmm? What was that, sir?
I was blowing that one right over your head. Oh, that was perfect. Said Melissa and Eric are great judges.
Mm.
And this Melissa
Both
as
of them
well.
are.
This Melissa as well.
That's something else that we haven't really discussed. Our judges really did amazing this year just to keep up with how many shows we had to go to. So, congratulations to the judges for making it through yet another year, too.
I only had one headache that started in April. It ended on Saturday last weekend. I presume my headache will start again in about April or March, because I don't have anything scheduled this winter up here. But if anyone wants a show, get a hold of your local judge. We are booking now.
Yes.
For this weekend, next weekend, the following weekend, the weekend after that, the one after that. Maybe not two more after that, because that would be Thanksgiving. But,
we are
get a hold of
definitely
your local judge. We will schedule pretty much a show anywhere, anytime, most of us. If you want something that's weird, let us know. We'll try and help you out. We'll make something happen. If you want to do like a coat drive or something, you want to do a book drive or a boot drive or a when the snow flies kind of thing, and have a
yeah, that's what he's talking about. You ain't gonna catch me out in the snow doing this, mainly because I can't get there.
You wouldn't be able to drive in it. You would not be able to drive in it.
If it was snowing.
It would be interesting to see you drive in it, to say the least. But
no, I wouldn't even take my beat up Civic to do that with. Oh no, I am terrified to drive in the snow.
It's not that bad. Just get in a big old school parking lot or a Walmart parking lot and just go to town. It's easy.
Last year when I had to deliver the Power Wheel to Ohio, I called that guy for like a month straight. Hey, is the weather good up there? He was like, no, not yet.
Whether if you have to ask if it's good, it is not. There you go. I like that idea there, Lacey. I like that a lot.
Well, if y'all want to do a show so we can give back to the community, just let me know. Because I'm down for some charity shows. I absolutely love doing charity shows.
I am trying to hook up one right now with a polar bear plunge for the Special Olympics. And I know when their date is for next year. I just don't have a good location yet that would be near enough where we could have, say, an additional 20 cars there.
Oof.
But if we do, I will be jumping in.
Well,
And
you
budget.
have fun with that. I'm gonna stay down here in the south where it just gets mildly cold.
It generally isn't too bad when you're running away from 2-foot thick blocks of ice.
Sweetie, just let me know how I can help.
That would be awesome. I would even help out with something like that up here. If we could get something done the same weekend,
Yep. Just let me
definitely.
know how I can help. If we need to find a location to go do a show and donate gate fee, we can do that. All right. We've been trying to get off here for 30 minutes, so let's do
Yep.
this. Good
With
night,
that,
everybody, and congratulations. Enjoy
Bigger.
your week.
better, louder in 24. That's the way it's going to be. We'll
Yes,
catch you next
sir.
week, folks. See ya.